good evening. Thank you very much for taking your time off this Thursday evening to be here and to join us, me and my other panelists, to talk about the digital transformation and how does it going to affect you, what does it mean to you, your future, your career, and for some of you who are running businesses, what does it mean for your organization? Yeah. So I will talk a little bit about the Industrial Revolution 4.0. How many of you heard of the Industrial Revolution 4.0? Put out hand. IR 4.0. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So the 13 of you can go back now. You can leave the room. Many people still do not have any idea. And I was in Kuala Lumpur, just close at Kuala Lumpur, about 3 months back, talking about the role of leaders in transforming the organization to get the people ready for the digital revolution, which is already happening. But a lot of leaders still do not understand the difference between the Industrial Revolution 3.0, which I'll talk about a little bit about where we have been over the last 25 years or 30 years, and where we are today, building upon the computing technology, manufacturing, and delivering services, leveraging on what we call World Economic Forum talk about, Klaus Schwab, the founder, talk about the Industrial Revolution 4.0, leveraging on the cyber physical system, IoT, Internet of Things, looking at the robotics, artificial intelligence, and how does it impact our businesses. Bob Johansson, who is the Institute of Future, talk about the next 30 to 40 years, this phenomena of VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, ambiguity, and complexity of the industry, the blurring of industry, the confluence of industry is going to happen much more intense. So we better be prepared. Okay, because of this industrial revolution, IR 4.0. And the WEF, World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, in January 2016 in Davos, he talked about this and he launched a book and he published a book to talk about the transformation of the industry across all industry, across all countries in the world. No country in the world is going to be it's not going to be impacted. Everyone's going to be impacted, so be prepared for this. So what is IR 4.0? As I said, is about confluence or leveraging on artificial intelligence, robotic automation, and so forth. I want to focus on leadership. So all these things, these are some of the new industries. Smart retail being one. For your sake and your children, your grandchildren. Number one, remember this word. Creativity, or to more specific, creative thinking. Creative thinking, critical thinking. Now, critical thinking is different from creative thinking. In the innovation, you talk about disruptive economy. Yes, creative thinking is important, but today, in future, the digital, and talking about IR 4.0, critical thinking is different from creative thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to look at facts over fiction, about how people making assumptions in the statement. How do you evaluate different information to make business decisions? So it's a bit different from creative thinking. So critical thinking, number one. Number two is social and emotional intelligence, and very important, having done research for the last 25 years, I found that one element is very important is the ability to have strong empathy and emotional connection. And I will show you at the end a video by Jack Ma, which confirmed my research, or CE research in that area. And this is the latest global research we did in the US, and of course other parts of the world, but primarily in the US. We look at what does it take to succeed in the digital, in the VUCA driven, is what we call cognitive readiness. Cognitive readiness is the ability to use your critical thinking, not just your creative thinking. Critical thinking, intuition, your emotional, social intelligence, your ability of sense making, connecting the dots, and so forth. The results global, we have found that what it takes to succeed to lead in the VUCA world, in the digital, the number one competency is critical thinking. Worldwide, 75% of respondents say this is the most important in the organization, followed by, interestingly, learning agility. It's different from the WEF. Learning agility is the ability to learn, unlearn, relearn. So a lot of you here, those of you I see 20 years in the workforce, 15, 20 years, 30 years, forget about whatever you learn in school. Throw it out. You need to ask yourself, whatever you have learned, is it relevant today? So unlearn, relearn. It's very important. Learning agility. And of course, the others, emotional, social intelligence, all of you know about, and cognitive readiness is the ability to combine all this. Yeah. And interestingly, only less than half of the respondent worldwide says digital proficiency is not as important as the other four. In the digital economy, you need to learn an approach called design thinking, and that's going to revolutionize your organization. The reality is this: to succeed in the future, you need to reinvent your leadership practices, your competency. A lot of organizations still talking about the same leadership competency 20 years ago, 30 years ago. They are not prepared to change. But the reality is these are the companies who are going to be disappeared very soon. So you need to ask yourself, as a leader, what do I need to do differently? What do I need to do myself? Learn, as Jack Ma talked about, learning agility. Yeah. And lastly, these are the skills that I mentioned: critical thinking, adaptability, agility, creativity, problem solving, and to be able to prepare for the future. This is just the beginning. You can communicate, continue to dialogue with me on the various social media platform, and I look forward to your questions. Start thinking about those issues that I discussed during the panel discussion. I'd like to engage you more about what it takes to succeed as a leader in the digital world. Thank you very much. Thank you, welcome back. So let me tell you a little bit about the Leadership Masterclass. We at CE, together with our partners at EDA and other global partners, we have learned about what it takes, what are some of the best in-class thought leadership practices, concepts, tools and techniques to drive organizational and leadership excellence. What it takes to be from good to a great manager, a leader. How do you transform your organization to a high-performance organization? And this Leadership Masterclass series is designed to achieve that exactly. This program is designed to help you, the business leader, the human resource practitioner, to give you the right platform, skills to transform being good to great. How does it come about? We have spoken to many of our clients over the years, and many of them say that, look, what is missing? Well, especially over the last 5 years, we have intensively going to market across Asia Pacific, and we ask one question: what does it take for your leaders, or what do you think it would take for leaders to be successful in the VUCA world, or leading the VUCA world? And many of the organizations says they need leaders to be ready, to have the right set of skills, whatever it may be, whatever the competency may be, to meet the challenges in the VUCA world. Equip them with the skills through a program that is contemporary, that is practical and relevant. So that is the feedback that we get, and that's the basis upon which we design the program. So all our Leadership Masterclass program in this series that you're going to participate, you see that it covers these 3 areas. It is contemporary because it leverages on latest concept, best practices, framework and tools on leadership development. P is practical. We explore examples, case study, using tools, expert guidance with me as a facilitator, learning those concepts and tools. How can you immediately apply and transfer to your workplace? It's action-based learning approach.
And lastly, R, CPR, contemporary, practical and relevant. And every single module in this leadership masterclass is relevant to you as a participant, as a manager, leader, HR practitioner, and you're able to connect with the various topic, modules, themes in this workshop or this series of leadership masterclass that you can apply to your own work, your own project, in your own organization. And every single module comes with an action plan. As part of the action-based learning, you need to apply to your organization and review it with the facilitator. So with that note, this leadership masterclass is designed for you, business leader and HR leader, based on the CPR, contemporary, practical and relevant. And we encourage you to explore and leverage on all the various resources and tools that we put in place in every single module that accompany this program. Maximize, use them to your advantage and help yourself to transform from being good to great. And with that note, I look forward to engaging you in the series of modules that you're going to take part, and look forward to communicate with you and engaging you in the social media and getting your feedback as we go along. Thank you, and have a great learning journey.